Okay, so I'll be taking your classes of Indian polity and governance. Yesterday, I took a class regarding the entire syllabus of polity and governance, and we came to know about that in polity what we are going to cover and what we will be covering in governance. Also, we came to know that when it comes to polity and governance, it is basically dependent, or we can say based on the very constitution of India, because this is the constitution, or we can say on the basis of the constitution of India itself, we have to go through the polity as well as the governance. So in broadly we have to say like this: we are in the class of Indian constitution, polity and governance. When it comes to constitution, Vajpayee sir will teach. Yesterday itself I announced that the constitution, whereas the polity and the governance I'll be taking care of that. And in those polity and governance, especially my focus will be on governance, and to understand the governance, that is related with the implementations of plans and policies made by the polity, that is the structure, the office, the government, on the basis of the constitutional norms, that is called the constitutional laws. Got the point? So this is also 2 days classes is just to get myself introduced with you people, and you come to know that I will be teaching all those things. So this is my second day. So in today's class, what I am going to take care of is the basis behind the constitution, polity and governance all. The philosophy behind the constitution, polity and governance. Because when we talk about the constitution, when we talk about the polity, when we talk about the governance, there is a preface to the constitution which explains the entire philosophy on which the constitution is based upon. And on this philosophy itself, the polity, which is in a form of office, which is in a form of government, which is in a form of institution, has to function on. And in context to governance, on part of implementation of those plans and policies, implementation is also dependent on those philosophies. The government, the institution, while implementing those plans and policies, has to take care of those philosophy on which the entire constitution, polity and governance is dependent on. The moment they will avoid the implementation of policies on the basis of that philosophy, it becomes unconstitutional, and thus it can be declared as null and void. So we will be going through those philosophies. Actually, those philosophies are 8 words. And we are going to encounter those 8 words. We are going to take care of those words. We are going to explain the very philosophy of those 8 words. And that 8 words is being mentioned in the constitution, which earlier was not declared as a part of the constitution, but it got declared as a part of the constitution only by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 on the verdict of Supreme Court based on Keswanand Bharti case 1973. Simply straightforward, I am talking about preamble to the constitution. I hope you must have heard about the preamble to the constitution. So we will be knowing about the preamble to the constitution. First, we will try to know about the preamble. About the preamble. Got the point? Secondly, we will come to know about the parts of preamble. Then we will try to understand the significances and limitations of preamble. And lastly, that is amendability of preamble, that whether preamble can be amendable or not. It can be amended or not. So on these grounds, we will try to take care of the entire preamble, which is termed as the philosophy to the Constitution. Got the point? Now, about the preamble, that what is preamble? What is preamble? Actually, preamble is a comprehensive philosophy. What it is? It's a comprehensive philosophy. It's a comprehensive philosophy of expression. It's a comprehensive philosophy of expression on which whole constitutional structure is based upon. So what we come to know, that it's a kind of philosophy, it's a kind of comprehensive expression of the philosophy on which the whole constitutional structure is based upon. The moment we are talking about the constitutional structure, it means we will be talking about the entire, it includes the union and its territory, it includes the citizenship, it includes the fundamental rights, DPSP, fundamental duties, along with the union government, state government, and so on. The entire thing which is over there, even in context to the governance also, the pressure groups, the NGOs, got the point? The we can say the civil society, the civil services, various right issues that are the part and parcel of the governance, or even we can say the good concept of good governance, that is smart governance. That all is the part and parcel of the constitutional structure, which philosophy is dependent on the preamble. Got the point? It is also a key to reveal the mind of the constituent maker. It's a key to reveal the minds of constitution makers. It means who do have made the constitution, who do have framed the constitution. They had framed the constitution on the by going through this philosophy itself. Got the point? Beside this, we can say that it's an introduction to the constitution, or we can say it's a mirror to the constitution in the form of a philosophy. The moment we will be in front of the mirror, what we are going to see? The image of us. The same thing it is, that what we will be going through in the philosophies of the preamble, we will we will be just taking care of the very introduction of the constitution, or we can say it's a kind of preface to the constitution. You read the book, in that book you find the very first page as a preface, and by going through the very first page itself, you will easily come to know about that what the book is all about. Same thing, the moment we entered in the preamble, it will reveal the minds of the constituent makers, that on what ground, on what philosophy they made the very constitution of India, and how come this constitution is going to express the entire structure upon which the constitution is based upon, the polity is based upon, the governance is based upon. Got the point? So this is the thing, and then we will also try to understand the preamble by going through the various parts. It means we will be classifying the preamble. This preamble, when it comes to the constitution of India, it included in the constitution once after the entire constitution got framed. It means it is the very first, we can see preamble in the very first of the constitution, but it had been included in the last when the constitution got enacted, got framed. By going through the ideology of the United States of America's constitution, from there we found that there seems to be a preamble before the explanation of the constitution. So we got that idea, we got that philosophy that our constitution must also have to have a preamble. But when it comes to the languages used in the preamble, we had included by going through the constitution of Australia. Got the point? So let's take care of, and beside this, in the last, the objective resolution which was introduced in the Constituent Assembly on 13th December 1946, and after debate and discussion which got passed by the Constituent Assembly itself on 22nd January 1947 as the guidelines for the making and the framing of the constitution, that philosophy had been made the preamble to the constitution with few alteration. It means objective resolution later on being converted into preamble to the Constitution of India. That's why it is mentioned that it reveals the minds of the constitution makers, because the idea, the basis on which the constitution maker had made the constitution, that lastly converted into preamble to the constitution of ours. So let's take care of the preamble, that what preamble actually is all about, how it looks like. It starts with, we the people of India, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. When it comes to justice, it's all about social, economic, and political justice. It's all about the social, economic, and political justice. When it comes to liberty, then liberty of thought and expression. Liberty of thought and expression. Then belief, faith, and worship. When we talk about the equality, then equality of status and opportunity. Fraternity, and to ensure among all the very concept of fraternity, that is, fraternity means the very concept of brotherhood among all its citizens. That is, fraternity to ensure individual dignity, and to promote unity and integrity of the nation, And see, this is the very first paragraph, this is the second paragraph, and the third one is, that is this, or we can say, we have adopted this constitution on 26th day of November 1949, or we can say we do hereby adopt this constitution on 26th day of November 1949. We can say that they have enacted. Got the point? So broadly the very preamble looks like this. Okay, if it would have been more space, I would have made it more clear, but I have compressed it a bit. But anyway, the purpose will be solved. It means this 3 paragraph. In this 3 paragraph, we will try to take care of the very classification of this preamble. Okay, and in the last on 20, it is mentioned on this day for ourself. Now, we are going to classify the entire thing on the basis of number 1, first and last line of the preamble. Secondly, the object of the preamble. Third, that is objective of the preamble. And fourth, that is legality of the preamble. It means these 4 classification will clarify the entire concept of the preamble to the Constitution. The moment we say the very first and the last line of this preamble, the very first and the last line of preamble is what? We the people of India and enacted this Constitution for ourselves. It means it explains about whom? It explains about we the people of India. It means we have enacted this Constitution for ourselves. So who is going to be more important? We the people of India is going to be more important. It means we the people of India are more sovereign in itself. We are more sovereign in itself. So it's all about the we the people of India for ourselves. That is the very first line. That is we the people of India. We the people of India. It means the sovereignty lies within the people, within the citizen of the nation. Got the point? Then comes the object of the preamble. This object of the preamble is to know about the nation, that is the state, that what the state is all about, how the state has to be, and how the Constitution has to be, or on what basis the Constitution has to focus upon. This has been explained in this second classification, the object of the preamble. The very object of the preamble is that the state India is to be a sovereign state, secular state, socialist state and democratic republic state. It means India as a nation must be sovereign, must be socialist, must be secular, must be democratic republic. The Constitution has to focus more upon, the Constitution has to emphasize more upon the sovereignty of the nation, the socialist pattern of the government, the secular nature of the government and the democratic republic government within the territory of India. This is about the object. It means the moment we are here, we will be talking about sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. Now, sovereign means, what does sovereign means? Come over here. Sovereign. Sovereign. Over here means, it means supreme, or we can say absolute. It means supreme, or we can say superior. It means independent. It means power or strengthened. India as a state being sovereign nation, or the government within of India to be a sovereign means absolute in terms of enjoying the power. As an independent means is not dependent on other nations or other document or other constitution to get the power. Supreme or superior means the supremacy of the constitution lies in the sovereignty of the nation, the sovereignty of the government, because the government has to function as per the constitution of India itself. It means anyway supremacy means has to be more powerful in itself, need not have to be subordinate to other nation. India as a nation, the government of India need not have to be subordinate to other nation. Why? Because government is sovereign. Because the sovereignty has been assigned by the constitution to the state as well as to the government of that one. Beside this, it's more powerful, it enjoys the more strength from the sovereignty. It means none of the other authority, whether within the territory of India or outside the territory of India, can challenge the sovereignty of the nation, because it is we who have to decide, because the sovereignty lies within the people of India and the government is the representative of the people of India. We have delegated our sovereignty in the government. Thus, government has to be more sovereign. It means India from internal or external point of view has to be sovereign in nature. Got the point? Over here. Internal means if anybody who tries to attack on the sovereignty of India within the territory of India, the government has the edge to challenge those, we can say, ill practices that can curve over them, can superpower over them. The moment we as a people of India, even if we challenges the sovereignty of the nation, or a group of people challenges the sovereignty of the nation, definitely it will be termed as null and void and the government can take action against us. Same thing in the external, that none of the other nations or the other government can challenge the sovereignty of the nation in the internal affairs of ours. It is we who have to manage the internal affairs of us. No one has the authority to guide us that in what manner we have to work, or in what manner we have to take the steps or the actions, or in what manner we have to do the entire things. No, it's we who have to decide, because we are sovereign within ourselves itself. Got the point? So, suppose in context to the agitation, farmers agitation, if Canada is guiding us, we have the power to ask the Prime Minister of Canada that you need not have to take care regarding us. It's we who have our own sovereignty, we can do anything for ourselves. You need not have to guide us. We can stop from advising the Canadian government. Got the point? Because why? We are sovereign. We are not going to administer as per your order. We are not bound to obey your order. Same thing, even if United Nations challenges the sovereignty of the nation, it's we who have to take care that whether we are ready to accept the advice of the United Nations or not. It won't be a binding factor on us that we must have to take care of the instructions of the United Nations or the other international organization, whether WTO or other organization, external organization. They cannot challenge the sovereignty of us. Why? Because we are independent. We are not dependent on others. We are dependent by choice, not by compulsion. Got the point? That is called the very sovereignty of the nation. That's why it's a philosophy. Now, the moment we are here, that is the socialist. The socialist means the government of India as well as the state has to be socialist. It means it has to promote welfare within the territory of India. Socialist. Socialist means welfare state. Welfare state. And that the practice of welfareism, that is to minimize the inequality prevalent within the society in a democratic manner. That is, practice of welfareism in a democratic manner. Democratic manner means by non-violent actions. By non-violent action. So both government has to promote the welfare in the society, to promote the process of minimizing the gap between, or we can say minimizing the gaps, or in terms to eradicate the inequality in the society by practicing the practice of welfaristic nation, by practicing the practice of welfareism, and that is through democratic manner. Got the point? And this democratic manner means not by going through the violent manner. It has to be non-violent in action. The government has to. And this, the socialist nature or behavior of the government, the nature of the states, we will be taking care exclusively while going through the directive principles of the state policies. It means the state had to make certain policies, plans to promote the welfare in the society on the basis of certain directive principles, and that principles had, the philosophy had been taken by going through the concept of socialist in the preamble to the constitution. Got the point? The next one is secular. Here the concept of secular means secular. That it means the government of India as well as India as a state must practice the practice of secularism. The practice of secularism means non-religious in nature. Whether it's a government or it's a state, both has to be non-religious in nature. Non-religious in nature doesn't means that it is anti-religious or it is against any religion or it favors any particular religion. Got the point? It simply means the practice of neutrality in context to the religious practices. The state has to be neutral. Yes, this religion is also good, this is also good, this is also good, this is also good. It doesn't mean if this is good, this is bad, or this is bad, this is good. It's not like that. It simply means non-religious in nature. It means neutral in context to religious practices. Religion in the constitution has been made the individual's practice. It all depends upon individual to individual to believe on the practice of the religious practices. If feels that I must practice this religion, I am free to practice the religion of my choice. You as an individual have the sovereignty to practice the religion of your choice. State has nothing to intervene in that. Got the point? So this secular means to be neutral in context to religious practices. Neutrality. Now, democratic republic. Democratic republic. Democratic republic. The concept republic means the elected head of the nation. Whosoever will be the head of the nation, he or she will be the elected head of the nation for a period of 5 years. For a period of 5 years. It is just totally against the ideology of monarchy. That is against monarchy, that is rule of king, where the head of the nation is based on the very practice of heredity. That is, the son of the king will be the head of the nation, or will be the king, or his son will be the next king, kind of thing. It is being practiced in family on the basis of heredity. But the moment we are republic means whosoever is the head of the nation, he will not practice the practice of heredity over there, as like that in monarchy, that is head of the nation to be the elected head, and that is true for a period of 5 years. Then how he to be elected? He to be elected by means of democratic pattern on the basis of democracy. Democracy means what? That is to the people, for the people, by the people. It means one who is the head of the nation is to be elected by the people, from the people. Got the point? And this democracy concept stands in with two types of democracy. One, direct democracy, and sorry, and the second is indirect democracy. The direct democracy means the nation or the state which do have less population, the government, while going through the plans and policy, directly discuss with the people, that is the citizen of that nation. It means there is a direct contact between the government and the people of that nation. That is called the direct democracy. When it comes to indirect democracy, it means the population size of that state, of that nation is large, where it is not quite possible that for each and every action the government must turn up to the citizen of that nation and can ask before going for any plans and policies, before implementing those plans and policies. In that context, there must be a representative of people who on behalf of the people will be taking decision in the government, and that representatives will be elected by we the people under the democratic pattern. It means we elect a representative of us in which we delegates the entire power of us in him, and he on behalf of us, that is he presents us in the parliament or in the government, and he takes decision on part of us in the parliament or in the government. That is called representative democracy. Representative democracy. This representative democracy further classified into two types, that is called presidential form of government and parliamentary form of government. Under presidential form of government, the president seems to be the head of the nation as well as the head of the government. Here under the parliamentary form of government, it is the parliament who seems to be the head of the government. It means whosoever is the leader of the parliament, that is the prime minister seems to be the head of the government. Got the point? That is prime minister, this is prime minister, and this is president. Got the point? So this prime minister represents we the people of India as a government under the indirect democracy, and this indirect democracy, that is democratic pattern over here. We elect the member of parliaments, we elect the member of legislative assembly who represents us in the legislature, and in the legislature the leader of that house seems to be the prime minister, who is to be the head of the government. But when it comes to head of the nation, head of the state, he is the one who got elected by means of indirect elections. Okay, so this democratic republic nature of the government as well as the nature of the constitution do explains that we are not monarchy. We cannot be monarch at any cost. Got the point? So this sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic are the object of the constitution, which explains about what type of government we must have and what type of state we must have. Now, the third one, the third part, what we came over here is this is the first, we the people of India. This is the second, and the third one is this: to secure all its citizens. It means the nation as well as the government, which is sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, has to secure all its citizens. What to secure? Justice, liberty, equity and fraternity. This becomes the very objective of the government as well as the state, which is an object of sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. It means it is the objective which has to be achieved by the government to secure all its citizens. What? The justice. What type of justice? Social justice, economic justice and political justice. That is, how come this social justice, if we talk about the directive principles of the state policies, there we will be taking care of the entire welfaristic orientation of the government, through which the social justice is being ensured to each and every sections of the society. The moment we will be talking about the economic justice, in the DPSP itself under Article 39, we will be taking care that the concentration of wealth must not be promoted. It means distribution of wealth to be there, so that every individual within the territory of India get an opportunity to earn what if they want to earn, what they want to earn. No limitations to be there. Each and every individual must be justified with the economic justice. If I want to earn, you want to earn, everyone wants to earn, then everyone are free, everyone gets justice in terms of economic prosperity. The state cannot stop anyone else that you cannot earn. You cannot do this economic activity. You can profess the profession of your choice. That is called the economic justice. The moment we are here in the political justice, it means this political justice means the citizens are secured by the government, which is sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, with their political rights. What is the political right of the individual who is the citizen of this nation? To contest election and to cast his or her vote. If he or she has attained the age mentioned for the purpose. If suppose I am 18 years of age, then it becomes my legal right to cast my vote. None of the organization, none of the government can stop me by casting the voting rights of mine. I will be, it's my right to cast the vote. If I had attained the age of 21 years and if I want to contest the Panchayati Raj election, I am independent to contest the election. No one can stop me irrespective of religion, race, caste, creed, sex, place of birth. If I attain the age of 25 years, I can contest the election of member of the parliament and the member of the legislative assembly. I do have the legal right. If I attain the age of 30 years, I can contest the election regarding the upper house of the legislature, that is Rajya Sabha or the state legislative assemblies. If I have attained the age of 35 years, I can be eligible to contest the election of President of India even, who is the head of the nation, because he to be the elected head from among the people itself. I will be eligible even to get appointed as a governor of any of the state if I attain the age of 35 years. I cannot be stopped that on the basis that I belong to this religion or this race, this caste, this creed, this sex or this place of birth. I cannot be stopped. This is what? This is my right. This justice, this political justice, I had secured it by the constitution, and it is the accountability and the responsibility of the nation as well as the government to ensure the political justice to me. Got the point? Is it clear? Now, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. It means I had been made to enjoy my liberty of thought. What I think, it's my liberty. No one can stop my liberty to think on any of the ground. Got the point? To express what I want to express, it's my right. I can express, and that is right to freedom, right from Article 19 to the Constitution. That is faith, belief and worship, right from Article 25 to 28 in the fundamental rights. That is right to religion. Religious practices is a concern of individual liberty. The very basic difference between freedom, liberty and independence. Though they looks like same, but they are not same. Liberty is what? Liberty is eternal freedom. It's a kind of software. If freedom is a hardware, liberty is a software. It is the eternal freedom, which is not seen, which can be felt. I can feel the thought. What I am thinking, can you imagine? What you are thinking, can I imagine? No. But yes, you be given the liberty of thought, expression. What I want to express, you cannot even gesture until and unless I am not expressing it in public or in front of you. That is belief. What my belief is that it won't be disclosed until and unless I am not going to disclose. Faith. What is in what I have do have the faith? It's a matter of liberty. Again, eternal freedom, worship and all that. Got the point? So this all we will be taking care while going through Article 19 to the Constitution, as well as right from 25 to 28 to the Constitution. Got the point? Equality, that is equality of status and opportunity. Yes, we do enjoy the equality of status and opportunity over here, irrespective of religion, race, caste, creed, sex, place of birth. That we again mentioned in the fundamental rights, right from right to equality between Article 14 to 18. Opportunity, that is Article 16. For any of the government employment, we do get the equality of opportunity to apply for that employment under Article 16 to the Constitution. We cannot be stopped on the basis of religion, race, caste, creed, sex, place of birth to even apply or to even to go to enjoy the opportunity of the equal status. Got the point? So that is there. Fraternity, that is the concept of brotherhood. See, this concept of brotherhood, we do know that India is a nation with diversity, and the very principle is, that is unity in diversity. It is a principle. We have to be united in diversity. Got the point? So if even though we are diversified in terms of religion, in terms of caste, in terms of, we can say, geographical locations, okay, in terms of climate, multiple diversity is there on the basis of the culture. Even the same festival which is being celebrated throughout the territory of India with different name. In West India, it is being known as Makar Sankranti. In North India, it is being known as Lohri. In East India, it is being known as Bihu. In South India, it is being known as Pongal. The same festival. In terms of the religious practices, what we celebrate, Holi, is being celebrated as Eid. What we celebrate as Diwali, that is being celebrated as Sobe Barat, the festival of light. That is the Christmas Day, festival of light. To explain all those things, it means the anyway the cultures are going to be same, to be enjoyed in same way, but with different names. And it means even though we do have diversity, but we have to be united with those diversity, unity in diversity. And if the unity with diversity will be there, definitely there will be a concept of fraternity, the concept of brotherhood. When we were in the school, we tried to explain all those, take a place or not. India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. What was that? It was a kind of place which we as a student used to take in the morning prayer to develop the very concept of fraternity, so that we can get united. Once we will get united, definitely the integrity will be there. And this is going to be happen only when the dignity of the individual will be ensured by the government. And how come the dignity is to be ensured? When an individual will be ensured of justice, liberty, equality. then only the individual dignity will boost up. And if individual dignity will be there, definitely unity will be there, and if unity will be there, definitely the integrity will be there. It means this justice, liberty, equity, fraternity is to be ensured only when the government as well as the nation will be independent, will not be dependent on other, will be socialist, always be a welfare oriented, will be secular, it means non-religious in practices, and will be a elected government on the basis of adult franchise. Then only it will be achieved. This is the objective. This is the third classification. The fourth classification, which we talked about the legality by going through the dates mentioned over here. In this, what we mentioned, that is 26th day of November 1949. It means this is the day on which the constitution had got enacted, and these 8 words as a philosophy, as a golden words had been included, which is the basis for the entire constitution, the polity and the governance. When we are in the class of governance, we will be in the class of governance. While implementing the plans and policies, we must ensure that or not, that the plans and policies must be the justified one. It must promote the liberty, it must promote the equality, it must promote the fraternity. If any of the plans and policies made by the government is being implemented without justice, liberty, equality and fraternity, will it be any sense? No. The very concept of governance, that is the good governance, that is smart governance, S-M-A-R-T, smart, simple. It means if it would be beyond the simplicity, it will be justified one? No. So it has to be simple one. Simple when? Everything will be clear. Justice, liberty, equity, fraternity will be clear. Moral, when it will be moral? When morality lies over here or not? In the concept of without justice, the morality will be there. In absence of liberty or in absence of equality, justice will be there? No. And if justice, equality will not be there, the government will be called as a moral, or the plan will be implemented in a moral way? No. So morality will be there. When one is going to be accountable, when knows the duties what he has to do, and on the basis of that, when the government will be responsible. When responsible, when will know the duty what had to be fulfilled, and transparent, when everything will be clear on the basis of this. Thus, this becomes the entire philosophy, the basis for the entire governance, the entire polity. Even the parliament, what its function is under the polity, that has to ensure justice, liberty, equity and fraternity. And the parliament must be sovereign in itself, must be socialist, secular and democratic republic. Got the point? So these all explains about the basis on which the polity and the governance is also dependent upon. The type, that's why we say that it's a mirror to the constitution, it's a preface to the constitution, it's a replica of the Indian constitution. Got the point? When it comes to the amendability, actually in the original constitution, these 3 words were missing: socialist, secular and integrity. These 3 words had been mentioned in the constitution on the basis of Keswanand Bharti case 1973, in which Supreme Court had come out with the very expressions that anything which is the basic structure to the constitution, if it is to be amended, the philosophy need not have to be changed. If it changes the philosophy of the entire constitution, it won't be allowed to get amended. So these 3 words, socialist, secular and integrity, it changes the philosophy in a positive way, not in a negative way. It strengthens the entire unity of the constitution with its philosophy. Thus it was allowed on the basis of the Keswanand Bharti case, and it got included in the preamble to the constitution in an explicit way by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Got the point? Only after being made the part of the constitution on the basis of the basic structure. Got the point? So this was all about the very philosophy of the entire the constitution, on which the polity as well as the governance is also dependent upon. Got the point? So that's why I said that this is the 8 golden words. I hope you must have got the very philosophy of these 8 golden words and how they are interlinked to each other. In absence of any of one, it's going to miss the entire combination. We are going to miss the entire combination. So this 8 is the golden words which always we have to remember in applying, whether in governance or in the polity. Got the point? Is it clear? So this is for today. Okay. So thank you.